Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trade your charts, not mine. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right, set that aside. We do have a crude oil inventory report session at 10:30 today. Unleaded getting to money management, so our trailing stock comes to entry +1. Crude is in a short trade. Crude had a full loss, 19 tick risk, 38 ticks. So we're trying to recover from that. Unleaded has had a stop and reverse, 909 to 931. So 22 ticks, 44 tick loss. Then we get a 37, 42 tick loss on the full. We get a full loss of 42 tick risk. So we're going to be 44 plus 84, 128 ticks that we need to recover. Market opens in less than a minute. Nothing immediate on the YM. Looks like we may have a potential long trade coming up on soybeans. Since the system is in a short trade, that's going to depend on it's going to be filtered. And there's the trade. And market is open. That's a valid trade since we're not in the short. So I will mark that up as a valid trade. YM with a long trade. And the long trade takes a full stop out. Now we have an add-on short. That is also a valid trade for their trade plan. Soybeans. And we should be in that. That's a trade we should be in. Not as large a trade, but definitely a reasonable trade there. That's 10 ticks to target one. It only looks kind of small because of the movement on the chart prior. Long trade on the YM. set up. No, has not triggered. I can't keep putting it on the 200 EMA. There we go. That trade has not triggered yet. Money management and target one on the soybean short. So soybeans is going to be one and done today. There's a target one on unleaded. And stopping out on the trailer. So it's a partial win for target two traders. Target one and a partial and trailer. Target one. And we did have a short. And how fast was this short on Michael Russell? 318, 4 seconds. 08 to 2 bars. Yeah, 10, 12 seconds. So fair chance of a pullback somewhere in there. I'll track this one as a good trade. Actually, we're trailing at this point. Let's stop. And stopping out. So a win on trade number one. And that had a good sized wick on it. So let's see if we're going to be long trade now. In the long. Yep, that would have been target two and target three. So we get targets 2 and 3. And we now have a long trade. It's taking heat and takes a stop out. That one needs to go up a tick. We go to 76.6. That's a full stop out. So we have a win and a loss. Long trade on unleaded. Long has not triggered in on unleaded. Crude is still short. YM in in the long trade. This is another long trade at the same level. We got, oh, that's not nice. We got short, and then that's a full stop out. So that's 2 full stop outs. That would have been yeah, we'd have gotten in at the full stop on this trade. Short trade on the micro Russell. Micro Russell setting session lows. And a 1-tick move for a 14-tick minimum. Unleaded is in the long trade. And crude has a stop and reverse at 93. That 93 has not yet triggered. So crude is long. Trade number 3, that's a very small loss, so we'll go ahead and take trade number 3 on that one. Money management on Micro Russell. And 1 tick from target 2 on soybeans. Another full loss on the YM. YM's a bit out of sync this morning. Crude is long, unleaded is long. Target 3 on Micro Russell. So we move down to target 4. And we also starting to trail there. Unleaded with a stop and reverse possibility. 57, so that's going to be 53. Target 2 on soybeans. So now we move down to target 3. Second win on the Micro Russell. Nothing yet on Pound Aussie or on the YM. Well, nothing new on the YM. YM has already taken 3 full losses. One close above the balance line for the unleaded trade. Two closes above or a close above the stop would cancel the stop and reverse. Our stop on this trade, this would be 41.25, it looks like. So we can actually pick up the trailer from the much earlier trade being tracked. Michael Russell trade still alive. Long trade on crude is still in play. Yeah, that's going to be exactly 10. And there's money management. So we'll at least get a break even out of this trade. Stop to 94. Yeah, that's where it is. And that looks like target 1 to me. Actually, this needs to be there. Oh, that's what it is. So that's target 1. So we've got something positive out of this. One announcement to make: I will be dark in the room next week. I will be traveling, so away from the computer all week. And money management on unleaded on the long trade. Target 1, another target 1. And we did close beyond the. We got multiple closes beyond the. And we got 2 closes beyond the balance line. It did cancel the stop and reverse. So we are back to our original trade there. And now trailing. And target 2. And we picked up both targets on our crude trade. 12 and 20, actually 10 and 18. 28 finishes the session. We were down 38 plus 87 to 93. Another 12. So we were down 50. We picked up 28. So we ended up down 22. YM with yet another long trade. Hopefully this one will be more successful. And YM seems to want to go down, and all of our OSOB trades are giving us longs because basically have been going down most of the morning, or at least for the last couple of hours anyway. Soybeans is trying to reach target 3. Crude is done, so I'm going to put unleaded up on over top of that. That trade would still be running with a trailer, but we need to take a look at micro NQ. 4 minutes after market open for our start. So our first trade is the long. That one gives us a break even. And then we have a short setup. Target 4 and nice trailer on the short on the micro Russell. Then number 2 moving down, triggering into the short on the micro NQ. 1 tick from target 3 on soybeans. Trade it for profit, take that position off. Don't fight over that last tick. It's just, man, there it is anyway. And now we can start trailing 40 3/4. Final position. Money management on micro NQ. And a stop out on the trailer on unleaded. And now we have a stop and reverse to short on the YM. That's gone money management. Let's see, where would it be? 47 would be the entry. Stop would be at 46. Yep, still get 24 out of, and that's target 1. Micro Russell still trailing in the short. Micro NQ with target 2 win. That is a break even and a win so far on 2 trades on micro NQ. Gold target now at target 3. Next gold target. Soybeans is trailing at 39.5. And YM stops out for a 1-tick break even to 24 and 125 ticks. Still got work to do to get even there. Chairman Powell starts testimony at 10 o'clock. Fed Chairman. So I will stand down from entering any new trades at that point. Stay in the trades that we're already in. Have some stop and reverse long on micro NQ that does trigger in. No adjustment since we would be positive on the short trade already. So now in the long, target 2 and just a little bit there on the positive on the stop and reverse. Miami with another long trade. It's gone to money management. Watching other things and didn't see that one. 14-second bar. The question is, did it stick around the entry long enough to get in? And I'm going to say we probably did. We'll see. I'm going to track it as if it's a good trade. Kind of basically a minimum target of 22. And stopping out the micro Russell, money management on the micro NQ. So this is going to be at least another break even. Trade 3 on the micro NQ. Trade 3 on the micro Russell's complete. 2 wins and a loss. Still no trades in the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie pushing up to right at session highs. $91.6. $38.75 for the soybean stop. So let's see what we have on this. 10, 16, and 22. 26, 48. 12 points. And there is a stop out on soybeans at 37.5. No, I'm sorry, 38 flat. So 38 flat from 41.5. 3.5 points. 15.5 points. $775. For a 4-contract, 4-position trade. And we did get a break-even stop out on the micro NQ. So we have a win and 2 break-evens. I am at 363, I believe, for the trade. 362 for the trailing stop. Okay, we are in stand down for new trades. Soybeans is done. Short trade, we are in stand down mode at the moment. Actually, we're at 10:02, so I can go ahead and take the short. on the micro NQ. That's got a little bit of a wick to it. Not it. Oops. Yeah, not enough to make target 1 a worthwhile target. So we will continue to look for target 2. So short on the micro NQ. Unleaded as a short setup. Off the 2, that triggers in, setting a new session low. Didn't have enough time to get into that. Unleaded is stop and reverse, full loss, target 1 partial win, stop and reverse. No, we didn't stop it. Stop into. We got a full target 2 win plus a little bit. So we're going to be close to getting break even here. Successful trade here, I think, will get us positive. YM did stop out at 62, 362. Still got work to do there. Target 1 traders on unleaded are probably positive already. YM in the long trade. I'm afraid not, unless that was too fast, I'm not going to be able to avoid that one. Yeah, 30-second bar, so we're definitely going to be in that trade. Possibly a small adjustment around the 200, but still going to be in that in the trade. I'm going to bring unleaded down over top of the soybeans chart since it's done. Short on the micro NQ. Nothing on the pound Aussie yet in our trade session. Short on unleaded. Crude is done. System is in a short trade there. Looks like it's just gotten target 1 to short. Crude. YM long trade back to the entry. Short on unleaded. Short on the micro NQ. Long on the YM. And we've got about 5 more minutes. And then I'm going to have to close down this stream. And I'll get ready for our crude oil inventory report. I'll try to open the new stream up by about 25 after. Report should come out about 10:30. We'll wait 2 minutes. Start looking for trades. Stop and reverse. Possibility on unleaded now. $8.50. Yeah, $8.56. We'll make a stop and reverse adjustment. Four-tick adjustment would be $8.55. We'll take 1 tick around that. YM as a stop and reverse at 69. Yeah, 69. It looks like it did just stop and reverse. So YM is now short. And no, we'll go to target 2 because target 1's only 19 ticks after the readjustment. Micro NQ with money management, so that's going to be at least a break-even trade. Still in the short on unleaded. The reversal triggered unadjusted, so it will remain active unless it either triggers or we hit the stop, and we hit the stop. So stop and reverse comes off. There's money management and target one on the short. And I said target one traders are probably already positive. Target two here would, in all likelihood, get target two positive as well. And we trigger into a new short, at least for the calculator, but we are actually in our original short still. Stop and reverse adjustment, keeping us in the short trade. Which is exactly what it's designed to do. To protect the trade that we're in. YM getting target two on the short. Actually, that's 6 or 7, so we are going to be done on the YM with that. Positive or negative? Still negative, I suspect. Very close to target. All right, stop. It's going to be 821 on unleaded. Another long trade. We stop out of the short on unleaded and go long. If necessary. I'm not going to be able to follow that trade because it's time to close it down. YM continuing to trail down. So far, trailer's about to move down to 61. Micro NQ just missing target two. So there's a target one on whoa. Quick pop on unleaded. Crude with a quick equivalent pop. So with that, I am going to close it down, and we will come back in about 10 minutes for the crude oil inventory report. Looks like something either from Powell's testimony or something in the news. We'll see everybody back in a few minutes. Have a good one. Back short.